Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. My co-host Mr. Brody is here on a Saturday afternoon. Going to play another game from the 1967 Impossible Dream season, the 50th anniversary. It's going to be a game from May 13th of 1967, and it's going to feature the Chicago Cubs and Ferguson Jenkins against the Los Angeles Dodgers and Don Sutton. So a good pitching matchup here between the Cubs and the Dodgers. So again, May 13th of 1967. So Don Sutton takes the hill. He's got an average of ERA of 1.79 with a record of 3-0. So to show you his stats, we're not going to do this for every player, but we'll do this for the pitchers. So a 3-0 record, 1.79, so faring much better than he actually did on the real season. In the actual season, he came in with just an 0-3 record. So reverse of that, as the Dodgers are 13-11, and coming into this game, the Dodgers were actually, get that going up here. The Dodgers were only 9-15 coming into this game, so they're faring much better than 4 games ahead of their pace. The Cubs, unfortunately, are just the opposite. They were 13-10 coming into this game, and are just 9-14 in the replay. So kind of a little bit reverse of what they did in the actual season. But we'll see what happens here. So Don Sutton takes the hill for the hometown Dodgers. He will face a lineup as follows. Don Kessinger, the shortstop, bats first. Glenn Becker is the second baseman, batting second. Batting third will be the left fielder Billy Williams. Batting cleanup, third baseman Ron Santo. Batting fifth, let's play 2, Ernie Banks, the first baseman. Batting sixth is the right fielder Lee Thomas. Behind the plate, Randy Hundley, batting seventh. Batting 8th will be Adolfo Phillips, the center fielder. And on the mound, batting 9th is Ferguson Jenkins. So that's your lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. For the Chicago Cubs. Don Kessinger is batting .241 in the replay, with 5 runs batted in. Has yet to hit a home run yet. So, alright, so let's get the game underway. So Sutton looks in for the sign from Roseboro. Here's the windup and the pitch. Maybe a 6-3, which is going to be a possible strikeout. Kessinger avoids the strikeout. Instead, singles past the second baseman Hunt. And that's how we'll begin. So Glenn Becker is up next. He's hitting .250 with 6 runs batted in. We're going to go with a hit and run here. It's going to be a 1-2. And he'll hit a ground ball to third. And the runner will be safe as he was off on the pitch. Plus Kessinger's a 6 base running speed, so he'll advance, no double play. So it's a fielder's choice. Beckert is out. Beckert is out. Still a little bit too loud there. Alright. So next up will be Billy Williams. He's hitting .277 on the season, with 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. He hit 28 homers on the actual season and batted .278. Possible home run here, and he will go yard as the roll is exactly a 17, so it's just going to clear the fence. 2-run home run for Billy Williams. So Billy Williams puts the Cubs early 2-0 lead. His 5th home run of the season. 2-run homer. So that'll bring up Santo. He's been struggling in the replay, hitting just 179 with a homer and 8 runs batted in. Hit 300 with 31 homers in the actual season. So off to a slow start. There's a possible error. And it will not be, as it's only a throw, and outfielders in a throw, it's just a catch. So he'll fly out to right for out number 2. Next up, Ernie Banks, also struggling so far in the season. Part of the reason why the Cubs are 9-14. Both he and Santo, are number 4 and 5 hitters, are struggling. So he's hitting just 181 with 2 homers and 8 runs batted in. Hit 276 with 23 home runs on the actual season. 2 down and nobody on base. So he will be... No, he will avoid the hit by pitch. He will put it in play. And he'll ground out to Hunt for out number 3. But the Cubs score 2 on a 2-run homer by Billy Williams to take a 2-0 lead. So Ferguson Jenkins takes the hill. Comes into the game with a 2-3 record. .283 ERA, pretty close to his actual ERA of .280. He would win 20 games on the season. 47 and 2/3 innings pitched, 39 hits, 7 walks, and 39 strikeouts. So the Dodger lineup is as follows. Wes Parker is the first baseman, batting first. Ron Hunt, second baseman, bats second. Center fielder Willie Davis will bat third. Batting cleanup will be the third baseman, Jim Lefevre. The right fielder Ron Feely bats fifth. Batting sixth is the catcher John Roseboro. Len Gabrielson is the left fielder batting seventh. The shortstop Gene Michael bats eighth, and on the mound batting ninth is Don Sine. And no Bob Bailey in the lineup. The last game I played with the Dodgers, he was in the lineup. So no Bob Bailey to start the game, which I'm sure El Red Sox fan is happy about. Although he was not bad. Actually, he wasn't great either. He only hit .224 in the actual season. So he may come on as a pinch hitter. We'll see. The Dodgers are desperate. Alright, so Fergie Jenkins looks in for the sign from Hundley. Here's the windup and the pitch. And he will walk Parker. So a good start from the Dodgers in the bottom of the first. Ron Hunt up now. .242 hitter. 4 runs batted in. Hit .263 in the actual season. Possible home run roll. No, it's the 10 is outside of the 3 range here, so it's no home run. So it'll be off the batter's card, and it's going to be a ground out to second. Could be 2. And no, as the only play is going to be to first. So Parker will advance to second. On fielder's choice by Hunt. So 1 down, and runner in scoring position now for Willie Davis. Center fielder is hitting .270, 6 runs batted in. Hit .257 on the actual season. So Jenkins looks in for the sign from Hundley. Looks back to runner. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball, error on the ground ball possibly. And no, it's going to be a fly ball. So he will make the catch, and Parker will tag at second, and he will advance to third. So 2 outs and a runner on third for Jim Lefevre. Hitting .299 in the replay. Found my mouse. Hitting .299 with 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. Hit .261 with 8 home runs in the actual season. Here's the windup in the pitch by Jenkins. And he will strike out Lefevre for out number 3. Alright, so we'll head to the top of the second, we'll just score the Cubs 2 and the Dodgers nothing. So Lee Thomas, it'll be Thomas, Hundley, and Phillips for the Cubs. Thomas has been struggling so far in the season, hitting just .059 with 1 run batted in. Hit .220 on the actual season. If he can break out of this slump. Does not strike out. Instead flies out to center for out number 1. Catcher Randy Hundley up now. Actually doing well in the replay, hitting .329 with a homer and 4 runs batted in 22 games. Hit .267 with 14 homers in the actual season. He will not draw the walk. Instead, he'll ground out to first, unassisted for out number 2. Center fielder Adolfo Phillips up now, hitting .227 with 2 homers and 10 runs batted in 24 games. Hit .268 with 17 homers in 144 games in the actual season. So, alright. Sutton looks in for the sign from Roseboro. He's the wind-up in the pitch. And he will strike out Phillips for out number 3. Okay, so Ron Faley up now. The Dodgers here in the bottom of the second, trailing by 2. Faley comes into the game with a .220 average, which is exactly what he hit on the actual season with 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. Hit 10 home runs in the actual season. It's going to be a ballpark range play at Dodger Stadium. So Beckert reaches for the ball but cannot get it, goes past him. And it's a single for Fairley. So leadoff runner is on for the Dodgers here in the second. Brings up John Roseboro. Having a great replay. Hitting .347 with a homer and 6 runs batted in 18 games. Hit .272 with 4 homers in the actual season. So Fairley gets his lead. Roseboro avoids the strikeout there. His head fights it off for a single. Fairley will motor around to third, so runners at the corners with nobody out. Dodgers are in business here in the bottom of the second. For Len Gabrielson, the left fielder. He's only had 2 at-bats on the season, still looking for his first hit. .252 hitter with 7 homers and 31 runs batted in the actual season. Get a rare play here, so let's bring this over to show you what the rare play is. So if less than 2 out, which there are, grounded to second, who flips the shortstop for the pivot, but he is upended by the base runner. So it's hit to Beckert, and he flips over to Kessinger, and is upended by Roseboro going into second. So I check for an injury to Kessinger on the play. A rare play when there's a blank on the batter's card. Oops. Let's see here. I gotta advance the runner, so he will. Is the runner safe though? That's the only thing. Grounded to second base, so he flips over to Kessinger. So I guess this tells me to advance it. So he's going to be safe, must be safe going into second. So he did not get the guy out. There we go. It looks like there is going to be an injury. Don Kessinger gets injured on the play and it will miss 3 games. So Don Kessinger out of the lineup for the Cubs. So let's see who's going to come in at shortstop for the Cubs. Looks like we got no choice but Paul Popovich. He's the only other person that's rated for second. Popovich will come in to replace Kessinger. All the runners are safe. So the base is loaded now for the Cubs. For the Dodgers. Popovich, the shortstop. He's got a 2 range with an 8 error. So Gene Michael up now for the Dodgers, so the base is loaded. Cubs will play back for 2, hoping to avoid the big inning. Oh, it's going to be 11, so it's going to be a double. So 2 runs will come in. They'll hold Gabrielson at third. There's only a 2 base running speed. So a 2-run double by Gene Michael ties the game. Brings up Don Sutton, still nobody out. We'll have Sutton hit away. It's going to be a ballpark check here. And he will go round out to second. And let's see, nobody out to second. He has a 5 speed. I'm going to say he would. Usually what I do with this is there's nobody out. I'll tell him to hold the runner. He has a 5 speed though. But it is hit to the other side of the infield. Yeah, I'll hold the runner there. So I'm going to say no this time. I'm going to say they probably would hold him. So it'll be a fielder's choice. So 1 down now for top of the order. Wes Parker, he walked his first time up. And we're going to get a range play here. And Beckert is unable to get to this one too. 1 run will come in. Michael's being waved around. He'll score. So a 2-run single by Wes Parker will put the Dodgers up 4-2. So 4 runs in the inning already. That'll bring up Ron Hunt. 1 down. And Parker at first. And he will strike out. Strikes out swinging. That brings up Willie Davis. 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll strike out in the inning, but the Dodgers score 4 and take a 4-2 lead. So Don Sutton now has a 2-run lead going to the top of the 3rd. Jenkins will lead it off for the Cubs. Jenkins just hitting .056. 18 at-bats with 1 RBI. 151 hitter on the actual season. So Sutton looks in for the sign from Roseboro as the windup in the pitch. And he will strike out. We're out number 1. Paul Popovich, who came in to play for Kessinger, who got injured on the force play at second. Attempted force play. Popovich comes into the game hitting .222 in just 9 at-bats, so 2 for 9. .214 hitter on the actual season. Switch hitting shortstop. No power, so he will not hit that one out. Instead, he will fly out. So out number 2. Alright, so that'll bring up Glenn Becker with 2 down and bases empty. Becker's 0 for 1 on the day. He does not walk. Instead flies out to center to end the inning. So ahead to the bottom of the 3rd with the Dodgers up by 2. Ferguson Jenkins back on the hill. He'll face Jim Lefevre. Struck out his first time up. Phillips will make the catch as he is a 4 range and it's only a 2. So good play by Phillips there for 1 down in the inning. Ron Fairley up now, 1 for 1 with a run scored. Singleton scored. Possible error. To be grounded back to the pitcher, who's a 6 error rating. And 15, so he will not make the error. So Jenkins will throw over to Banks for out number 2. So 2 down now for John Roseborough. He singled and scored also. And he'll strike out. And that'll do it as the Dodgers go in order in the bottom of the 3rd. So we'll head to the 4th. With the score, the Dodgers 2 and the Cubs, Dodgers 4 and the Cubs 2. So it'll be Williams, Santo, and Banks up for the Cubs. Williams hit a 2-run home run his first time up. It's going to be grounded back to the pitcher, possible error on the throw. Sutton will make the play, just barely, as Parker has to stretch a bit at first base, but is able to dig it out. For out number 1. So Ron Santo, 0 for 1 in the day.
He runs one to right center field. That'll shoot the gap and throw the ball.
Santo's going to have himself a 1-out double. So the tying run comes up with Ernie Banks, who's 0 for 1 on the day. He'll hit a grounder to 3rd. He'll look the runner back and throw over to Parker for the out. 2 down now. For Lee Thomas, 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll ground out the 3rd to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Cubs in the top of the 3rd as we hit to the bottom of the 4th. With a 4-2 Dodger lead. Gabrielson, Michael, and Sutton will be up the bottom of the order for the Dodgers. Gabrielson's 0 for 1, reached on the fielder's choice and scored. And he'll fly out to left for out number 1. Brings up Gene Michael. He doubled in a 2-run double and scored. His only at bat. Now the base is empty and 1 down. And he'll fly out to center for out number 2. Brings up Sutton, ground out. Back to the pitcher. Jenkins is able to field it and throw it to first. So, excuse me, catch there by Ferguson Jenkins. Just threw his glove down there and the ball ended up in it. Alright, so Don Sutton back on the hill, still with a 2-run lead as we head to the top of the 5th. Hundley will lead it off for the Cubs. 0 for 1 in the day. We'll ground out the first for out number 1. Phillips up now, struck out his first time up. And he strikes out for the second time in the day. Jenkins, we'll let him bat. Just misses the walk there. Instead grounds out the third to end the inning. So halfway through, the LA leads by 2. Need a foul ball. Jenkins will repitch. And he'll strike out Wes Parker. For out number 1. Ron Hunt. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And he gets himself his first hit of the day. A 1-out single. Brings up Willie Davis, 0 for 2 with a strikeout also. Here, check. Grounded back to first, so if the D20 roll is high as lower than a 5 or lower, it will be an error on Banks. And it's an 18, so he'll make the play. And he'll throw to second for 1, back to first. Double play, so a 3-6-3 double play to end the inning. So top of the order, Popovich will lead it off for the Cubs here in the top of the 6th. 0 for 1 in the day. Round out the third for out number 1. Beckert's 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll ground out also the third for out number 2. Bring up Billy Williams, hit a 2-run home run his first time up. 1 for 2 on the day. He draws a walk, so he's on base for the second time. So 2-out base runner for the Cubs. Santo comes up representing the tying run. And he strikes out. And that'll end the inning. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Dodgers still up by 2. Jim Lefevre 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Had himself a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th. Up to the plate comes Ron Philly, 1 for 2 of the run. Scored. Jenkins gets him for out number 1. So Jenkins now has 6 Ks on the day. We bring up John Roseborough, 353. 1 for 2 on the day. Has scored a run. He'll fly out to center for out number 2. We bring up Len Gabrielson. 0 for 2 on the day, still looking for his first hit of the season. And he will not get it down as he grounds out to second. Beckert over to Banks for out number 3. So we'll head to the top of the 7th. Score remains Dodgers 4 and the Cubs 2. We Banks, Thomas, and Hundley up for the Cubs. Banks 0 for 2 on the day. So a range play here. And it's going to be a range play on the left fielder. This Gabrielson is a 2. And he gets to it, despite having a below average range. So 1 down in the Cubs 7th. Brings up Lee Thomas. Continues to struggle. He's 0 for 2 today. Going to draw himself a walk here. Does not walk a lot, but does. And Sutton will throw over to first. Back silly. Sutton does not have a great move. So 2, 5. And he'll single. Thomas will stop at second. So 2 runners on for the Cubs here in the 7th with 1 down. Brings up Adolfo Thomas 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. Probably pinch hit for Jenkins if they cannot get the runs home. Probably will anyway. No, strikes out. So that'll be it for Jenkins. They call him back. And we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Let's see who the Cubs are going to bring in here. Let's see, Mr. Birdie, who do you think the Cubs should bring in here? Cubs did not use a pinch hitter in the actual game, so we're going to go with, we're going to have the computer pick one. Let's see if we'll check it out here. It's Sutton's a righty. Clarence Jones, yeah, lefty. 252 hitter. Good enough. Clarence Jones comes in the pinch hit. Jones is 4 for 12 on the season with an RBI, a couple runs scored. Here's the windup in the pitch by Sutton. Runners on first and second with 2 down now. Avoids the hit by pitch. 4-3. And he'll pop out the short to end the inning. So the Cubs threaten but do not score. And score remains LA 4 and Chicago 2. Alright, so let's see who the Cubs are going to bring in here. So the Cubs will bring in Bob. They won't bring Dick Raditz is going to come in. We'll go on to pitch with the Red Sox. Or did pitch with the Red Sox, I can't remember. Dick Raditz comes in to relieve Jenkins. Raditz is... he went to the Cubs after the Red Sox. So he comes in with an ERA of 1.80 and 5 innings pitched. Just 1 hit allowed, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. We'll come in here in the bottom of the 2nd. Keep the Dodgers only at a 2-run lead. And he'll come in and he'll hit first batter he faces, Michael. Let's see. Sutton is, I think we're going to pinch hit for Sutton here. Joe Moeller is warming in Dodger pen. Sutton. You know what? We could pinch hit. We could have Sutton bunt. He's a 3. Yeah, we're going to have Sutton bunt. What I'm stating. So Sutton is going to square around. squares around. And, oh, it's a bad bunt. Lead runner is thrown out, and hitter safe at first. So bad bunt, bunted it too hard there. Sutton on in the fielder's choice. Unable to get the good bunt down. So Wes Parker up now. He's 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. And he'll walk. So runners on first and second now for Ron Hunt, who's 1 for 3. Cubs playing back from double play. Oh, and it's going to be a wild pitch by Raditz. So Sutton will up the third, Parker to second on the wild pitch by Raditz. So now we're going to play the infield in. Cubs will force to play the infield in here. And that'll be a fly ball to center. And Sutton will hold at second. Probably could have pinch ran for Sutton there, but that's alright. We'll be alright. And another wild pitch, pass ball this time actually, will bring the run home. So they score the run anyway. Come on. A little delay going on here. Froze up a little bit here. Oh, whoops. No, pass ball on the other screen. There we go. Alright. So now a 5-2 lead for the Dodgers. Davis still at the plate. Got a range play here. Range play by the right fielder. Ooh, he's got a low range. And Thomas cannot get to it. So Parker will score. So disastrous inning for the Cubs as the Dodgers plate 2 more. On a pass ball, a wild pitch, and all kinds of fun. And bad range play there by Thomas. So 2 down now, the runner in first for Jim Lefebvre, 1 for 3 on the day. And he'll strike him out, but the Dodgers add more damage as they score 2 more. It says we got an earned run here, so we're going to check. Yeah, I think with all that pass ball, I think it still would have been an earned run. Oh boy. Okay, so we got Michael's hit by a pitch. Button. Okay, so nothing happened there. So we got 1 out and a runner in first. We got first and second with 1 out. Then we got second and third on the wild pitch. So that's okay so far. So then we got a line out, flight out to center field. So we get 2 down there. Sutton scored on that, on the pass ball. And Parker on the... Parker goes to third, but then Davis singled anyway. So I think the runs would have came in anyway there. So I think we're still... Those are still earned runs. I think they're both earned, as what the computer said here. The computer called them... Oops. Called them earned runs anyway, so we're gonna... Oh no, called them unearned runs. Let's see here. Let's look at that again. Yeah, I guess you can't assume that, so I guess they would be unearned runs. Although there's not any... That one's kind of a tough one. I'm not sure how to call that one. I'm just going to go with what the computer called it originally. So we got hit by a pitch, bunted to first. There's just a lot of stuff going on in there with wild pitches and pass ball. So I guess I'm just going to assume that those were unearned runs. Okay. All right. We scored that one. Okay. So, all right. So 2 more unearned runs. 6-2 lead now. Brings up top of the order Popovich. Sutton back out there. That'll be a ground out. It's a second for out number 1. The Cubs have managed just 4 hits off Sutton. It's going to be a double. So 1 out double. Brings up Billy Williams, responsible for the Cubs runs. I think we're going to take out... He's already had some success off Sutton, so we're going to take him out. We're going to bring in Joe Moeller is going to come in. Joe Moeller only pitched 5 innings on the actual season, but 2 of the innings he pitched were today, so we're going to let him pitch. It's not a safe situation anyway. Alright, so Joe Moeller comes in for Sutton. Sutton is eligible for the win here. So Moeller comes in with its no record with a 4.50 ERA, 4 innings pitched, 10 hits allowed in those 4 innings. So he has scattered a lot of hits. Williams up now. 2-1. Oh, and he's going to get an... Oh, and he's going to go yard. They finds the home run spot, so Williams is going to hit his 2nd home run of the day. This one also a 2-run homer. So those runs scored in the bottom of the 2nd are proving big right now, because that's the margin the Dodgers are ahead now. So it goes back to a 2-run lead for the Dodgers. So Santo 1 for 3 with a double. As Moeller's ERA skyrockets to 6.75. And he'll draw a walk. We're going to bring in Karanoski. Try to close it. He did come in the action, so Moeller proves ineffective here, is unable to get an out. Karanoski is going to come in, the closer. Karanoski, the closer, 3.63 ERA. 0-2 with 2 saves. He'll face Ernie Banks. So it's going to be a steal here. Steal by Santo. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense though. Santo is only a 3 stolen base, so I'm going to negate that. That doesn't make any sense there. Yeah. Alright, so we're on Karanoski up now. I mean, it ranks up against Karanoski. Yeah, he only had a 15% chance of making it there. and that's going to be a single. And Banks is going to try to stretch into a double, and he's going to be thrown out. 2 outs now for Santo holds at third. So it'll be up to Thomas. Baranowski trying to hold the lead here for the Dodgers. And he does as he grounds out to first. But the Cubs scored 2 and another 2-run home run by Billy Williams, his second of the day. It's now a 6-4 game as we head to the 9th. So Raditz is going to come out there. We're going to bring in Bill Hands. Try to keep this a 2-run game. Bill Hands comes in. He'll come in with a 3.36 ERA. 1-0 record. 10 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. So it'll be Fairley, Roseboro, and Gabrielson for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 8th. And no error on the play, so a range check by Beckert. He's able to make the play. Out number 1. Roseboro up now. 1 for 3 with a run scored. He'll ground out the first for out number 2. Gabrielson 0 for 3 of the run scored. And he will ground out the third to retire the size. 3 up, 3 down for the Dodgers here in the 9th. In the 8th, bottom of the 8th. So we head to the top of the 9th. Baranowski on again for the Dodgers. We'll face Hundley, Phillips, and the pitcher's spot. So Hundley's 1 for 3 on the day. And fly out to right for out number 1. Brings up Phillips. We're going to pinch hit for him. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And let's see, who are we going to bring in for the Cubbies? Baranowski's a lefty. Savage, 215 hitter. Yeah, they don't really have much on the bench here. Well, Spangler's a lefty. We don't really want to bring in him, so I think he's our best bet, Ted Savage, I think. Ted Savage comes in the pinch hit. 3 for 5 so far in the season. The run scored and a stolen base. Oh. No, it just out of the range, so they would have had that was a 1 to 9, then we would have had about a 45% chance, but that roll wouldn't have worked either, so. And he'll fly out for out number 2. Alright, so that's going to bring up the pitcher's spot, so we're going to have to pinch hit for him too. 2 lefties here. Savage you just brought in. Oh boy. Not much going on here. Let's check. If they had on base percentage, you can tell. Let's see what the computer picks. John Bocabella, I think he is probably the best bet. 171, that's not good. Savage already had come in. Don't know what his splits are, so he could be absolutely horrible against. Yeah, actually, look at pinch hitter versus lefties, real low. Looks like Savage is the one they bring in the most. 25 for him and 26. Yeah, so Bocabella is going to be our. Alright, so Bocabella comes in the pinch hit. Cubs down to their last out here. 2 runs down. Bocabella's hitting just 143 in the replay and 7 at-bats. So we'll see what he can do here. Karinowski peers in for the sign from Roseberry as the windup in the pitch. And he will strike out to end the ballgame. So the Dodgers hang on to defeat the Cubs 6-4. Mr. Brody is down for the count. Alright, so let's bring over the post-game report here. Sutton gets the win. He goes to 4-0. I think he would get the loss in the actual game. So he would be 0-4. So a reversal of fortune for Don Sutton. Jenkins falls to 2-4. Karinowski gets his 3rd save. So it would be an 6-3 game in favor of the Cubs. Billy Williams had a good day for the Cubbies. Hit 2 two-run homers. Now has 6 on the season. Alright, so let's check out the box score. See both of these. And Mr. Brody. Didn't see anything here, but good enough. So, let's see. So, Sutton goes to 4-0, pitched 7 in the 3rd innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, and 5 Ks, 1 home run to Billy Williams. Joe Muller led up the other home run to Billy Williams. Ferguson Jenkins 2-4 with the loss. 6 hits in 6 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed, all of them earned, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. So let's see, hitting stars for the Dodgers. Wes Parker 1-for-2 with a couple RBIs, walked twice. Willie Davis 1-for-4 with an RBI. Gene Michael 1-for-2 with a couple RBIs. And that is about it. Not much going for the hitting star for the Cubs. Basically the only hitting is Billy Williams, who hit 2 two-run home runs, or 4 runs batted in. That's it. So Cubs fall short, much in part due to those 2 runs that scored in the bottom of the 7th, both of them unearned, to give the Dodgers hold on for a 6-4 lead. So the Dodgers' record now is 9-15. 14-11. Chicago falls to 9-15. So kind of reversal of what they're actually doing in the season. So alright, so thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from High Ground Gaming, my co-host Mr. Brody. And next game we'll be broadcasting you a Red Sox game. Can't remember who they're playing against, but I know it's I think it's Detroit actually. And Jim Lonbarg is going to take the mound up against Denny McLain. I think it might be Denny McLain. Let's check that out real quick before we leave. Alright, so let's go check out our standings and who's playing Actually, let's not check out the let's just check out who's playing tomorrow. That'll be May 14th. Your schedule here. As you can see, each one of these games you get to play individually, so that's why it takes so long to play, to get through a day, because we're still got a few games to play from these days. I don't have to play all of these, but I think I'm already caught up with the Red Sox. I think I might have to play. Yeah, I think I should have to play a couple. Yeah, I gotta play one from there, one from here, the Red Sox, and then I'd like to be all caught up for both teams before I play the game. So it's actually playing a double header. So it'd be a Sunday. So it actually was a Sunday game. So a lot of double headers back then. So I think this is it right here. So yeah, it'll be Denny McLean against Jim Lonborg. So join Mr. Brody and I. We will be broadcasting that one from May 14th. Try to get that one up soon, the next couple of days. If not, maybe possibly tonight. I just saw there my good friend, well, I like his videos, Peter Miller. If you haven't checked out his videos, it's Peter Miller. I'll try to remember to put a link below. He does great reviews of kind of obscure, not really totally obscure, but somewhat obscure tabletop games, and a lot of hockey, and a lot of baseball, and some football, etc. Some tennis, various recordings of some really cool tabletop sports games, some of which are free and some of them which are really cheap. So some good alternatives to your regular games. But anyway, I've been turned on to a couple games, but I noticed he had a video up on Dugout Steps Baseball, so I'm going to check that out after this. And he doesn't put a lot of videos out, maybe one every couple of months or so. And but he's got one up now. I just saw it today, so I'm going to check that out. So yeah. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next Red Sox, next 1967 and 50th anniversary Impossible Dream Season replay. Bye-bye now.